Hello everyone, my name is Kayla Clarke and I will be doing my project on MRI technology. I chose this one because I have a little bit of experience with this. I recently had to get one done for my back because they suspected that I had scoliosis. MRI technology is also known as magnetic resonance imaging. This technique uses a magnetic field and radio waves to create detailed images of the organs and tissues of the body. This technology is still fairly new. It has been used since the beginning of the 1980s. This technology is based on a physics phenomenon that was discovered around the 1930s called nuclear magnetic resonance, or for short is NMR. This is when magnetic fields and radio waves cause atoms to give off tiny radio signals. And in 1970, Raymond Damadian, who is a medical doctor and research scientist, discovered the basis for using this magnetic resonance imaging as a tool for medical diagnosis. He filed his idea for a patent at the U.S. Patent Office. It was entitled Apparatus and Method for Detecting Cancer in Tissue, and the patent was granted in 1974. It was the world's first patent issued in the field of MRI. By the year of 1977, he completed construction of his first whole body MRI scanner, and he called it the Indomitable. The first images were produced in the early 1970s, and the first live human subject was imaged on July 3rd, 1977. This first exam took nearly 5 hours to produce an image. It provided a clear image of the heart, lungs, and the chest wall with no possible side effects. By using this form of technology as opposed to x-rays or CT scans, there are no exposure to harmful forms of radiation. The brain, spinal cord, and other nerves, as well as muscles and ligaments and tendons, are seen much more clearly than with these x-rays and these CT scans. There are very detailed images that are produced from the MRI as well. Because they are very detailed, they are also of more higher diagnostic quality when compared to these x-rays or as compared to the CT scans. This technology can be used to diagnose many medical conditions such as tumors, cancer, and scoliosis. Like I stated before, I had went for scoliosis to make sure I didn't have it because when I went to school, they had suspected that I had it when I had did the Adam Ford Bend test. With the MRI images being very detailed, the doctor can also identify what stage the disease is in by using either a single frame MRI scan or a technique called time resolved multi-frame acquisition, in which there's 5 images that are continuous and they're captured in order to increase the success rate of obtaining the image free of blurring, which is also an advantage of the MRI as opposed to the CT scan or the X-ray. There are many advances to MRI technology, but the one that stood out the most to me was the pediatric MRI. The National Institute of Biomedical Imaging and Bioengineering is funding some research that is attempting to develop the pediatric body. It'll be made specifically for smaller bodies, and the images will be rendered more quickly and more clearer, thus having the child having to lay there in that small enclosed space for a limited amount of time. MRI overall is the better choice when deciding to get a CT scan or X-ray or MRI. The technology overall is improving and introducing new specs to coincide with the new advances in technology that we are very familiar with. Compared to CT scans and X-rays, MRI is still proven to be safer.